Welcome back to the channel with a sad heart. I admit I was 20 minutes in. Now I was only 5 minutes into the album, but I was 17 minutes into the reaction, and I pushed the wrong button. So it's linked as a bonus, I think, up here. I think. If you really want to see it, I can give you the link. I went off. Try to do it again. ODD TV, which I got wrong, and now I know I got right. Never Sleep Again, Part 2. I know what that means now. And everything else, I'm going to kind of... We'll see how it goes. This thing is fantastic. Like I said, I got a little bit into it already, and this is what the channel, like the ducks were telling me, this is what the channel was made for. You're a battery.
ODD TV.
Most people go through life oblivious to all the deception that's going on around us at all times. Some people wake up to this nightmare and see that from the moment that we are born, the establishment begins programming us and molding our minds for their own benefit. Our educational system is just a way to brainwash us all into being occupational debt slaves, content with barely getting by on crumbs and being robbed under the guise of taxation. We're lied to about our origins, and
let's just say, I already, if you watch it, I had a lot to say, but the channel has always pointed out that the use of Bernays-esque techniques to convince oneself to do and make choices that go against their own best judgment, that is a power. And I'd be so grateful if people understood the power wielded against them. And that I ranted about lifestyle choice advertising. You don't even know what you're buying. You don't care. You're gonna buy it because you want to be like the people. No, you very rarely, if ever, want to be like the people or emulate the ones you see on TV.
slaves, content with barely getting by on crumbs and being robbed under the guise of taxation. We're lied to about our origins, and we're kept away from our true history. History is constantly being rewritten in order to keep this false reality in operation. Our food and water is being poisoned so we can get sick and go to our medical system for treatment when, in fact, all they do is poison us even more with their prescription pills and put us further in debt with outrageous medical bills. Vaccines.
Yeah, Pfizer really, they got a lot of money to swing around is what I went off on. And the fact that we should get content creators to read the side effects and basically just write comedy shows, not at someone's, at the expense of the people who need it. I understand that. But these lifestyle choice drug commercials, they're ridiculous. If you read the shit that they by law got to put on the side of the screen in that small print, start reading that shit. Holy shit, do they hate you. They hate you. They literally hate us.
Pills and put us further in debt with outrageous medical bills. Vaccines are touted as something good that's meant to help us when they're actually meant to destroy our bodies and our brains. Our air's being contaminated with chemtrails that are ultimately ruining our soil, making it harder to grow food with real nutritional value. Not to mention, we are getting to a point where no food shall be grown that Monsanto doesn't own. This world is ran by Satan-worshipping psychopaths, elite pedophiles that keep the masses
I'm now going with pedo-depopulationists, New World Order, one world pedo depopulationists who would like to erase your free will so they can consume the byproducts of your reproduction, your children, like currency and food. That's how evil I think they are.
By Satan worshipping psychopaths, elite pedophiles that keep the masses distracted with bread and circus sporting events and Hollywood movies.
Are you entertained?
That has the ability to manufacture your thoughts and opinions. Mankind is under severe mind control, and while our attention is being diverted, we are being led directly into one world order, where everything we know will be controlled by a single entity. That is the worst thing that can possibly happen to humanity, and it's very difficult to continue living a normal life when you're aware of all these things while simultaneously living among hordes of other people that don't have the slightest idea of what's going on.
Because they want to eat the steak in blissful ignorance.
Once you wake up and see this world for what it is, it's impossible to go back. Since that's the case, it's crucial that you never let your guard down. Never stop researching, learning and thinking for yourself. Never stop standing up for what's right and speaking out. And, most importantly, never sleep again.
Fire. Very good.
Twilight Zone.
We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
These crazy days that we live in just cause me aches and pains. Lately my life is like a season of Stranger Things. This place is flooded with demons and they invade your brains. This is an artificial hell and they create the flames. Day to day I just try to stay strong and make it through. Wake people up from their slumber, that's what I came to do. Please don't believe what you see on TV and think it's true. It's all just targeted programming and it's aimed at you. It's everywhere, you're getting lied to and yet you barely care. People with common sense are now very rare. But the way that they brainwash you isn't very fair. They can shove that mind control programming up their derriere. I do not consent to the way they tailor society. Ain't no variety. Plus I really hate when they lie to me. I use music as a tool to release the anger inside of me. You don't know how fucking crazy it's driving me. That we're living in the
Twilight Zone.
They claim you have freedom, but they don't honor it. The world is a prison and you're the occupant. We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
The government's useless and they're incompetent. And satanic pedophiles are prominent. We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
The things that you believe are the
Okay, that's a perfect. This is new. This isn't in the other one. Ange and I, we were watching the X-Files. And I love the show. I do. I think it's great. But we saw it, and I all opinions here for entertainment purposes only. My opinion doesn't mean I'm right. But for my personal opinion, I saw nothing but gatekeeping for actual. So we know about the finders, right? So we know the alphabet agencies ran satanic abuse cults. They've been busted. Sorry. Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, but it turns out that's fucking true. So, sitting there, Angie and I are watching this, and we're like, oh, this is their government handler that they rode around. So they sprinkled a little bit of doubt, but basically they shot the whole idea. This is, the satanic panic was all fake. Yeah, no, all fake. The finders. Look into it. All fake, huh?
total opposite. And being called crazy is just a compliment. We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
It's ran by the New
The
World
ducks
Order
know.
conglomerate. But there's a storm coming and there's no stopping.
Oh, wait.
We're living
Well, BlackRock. I think he, is one of them names I think they were looking for right there.
And being called crazy is just a compliment. We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
It's ran by the New World Order conglomerate. But there's a storm coming and there's no stopping it. We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
It's where we live in, control you through fear and terrorism. They wanna keep you in a mental prison where they tell your vision through the television. Where the ignorance is bliss and they just keep you living in it. You're a business, getting a citizenship. What did you really think that your birth certificate is? Get the straw man on. Money isn't paid, it's all a bank note. It's only a bill exchange when you pay that loan. Like a monopoly game, but you can't pass go. When you turn on the TV, all did you get politically entertainment? The news that you see is all suggestive. Lowering frequencies contribute to our stress. And you're responding, telling me that we're free living in this country. Military overseas and it's all for our peace. Just a record on repeat from the programming. Like probably want a cracker. Put you through education for domestication, control the mind faster. Giving you medication to poison our masses. If you ever question what's coming from our masters, and you're rocking the boat, or you're ever having any thoughts of your own, you better hope you never caught walking alone to be locked up a road off by the echo. Got your life looking like a sci-fi show. Brain scrambling when the Wi-Fi's on. Airplane mode when I ride my phone. If your eyes wide closed, we're living in the
Yeah, I don't know if I think the airplane, all of that I think is an illusion. Now there's some fast bars there, so I can't honestly tell you without the lyrics. You'd have to go look this up or go give it a listen. There was some bars about us, repeat of what we heard. We heard some bars about medical control, poisoning us. The phone is probably spying on you with that airplane mode and stuff like that. I am hearing it, but it's just to try to. I don't know how far we're going to get in this thing. So all I know is this is so far outside of the history. So I'm 99.9% on track. I have a gut feeling, I don't know. I'm not, I like, what is it? The Gilgameshian, I don't know. Are we spliced? What's that story? I don't know what our origin, right? I don't know. And that's not one of my, things, right? I just spent too much time on certain subjects where I didn't find, clarification that I couldn't tell if they were true or not. So I don't know about the origins of the planet history. I don't know if it's the firmament-covered disk and plane of existence, or if we're, round marble rocks floating through space in a spiral helix destined to, implode upon itself at one point. I have no clue. I figure I'm created of flesh for only so long and only have so much time to create in the physical realm that I can't worry about how fuck if I care how it all came to be, as long as I use my time for the best of my ability.
Let's go. When you turn on the TV, all did you get politically entertainment? The news that you see is all suggestive. Lowering frequencies contribute to our stress. And you're responding, telling me that we're free living in this country. Military overseas and it's all for our peace. Just a record on repeat from the programming. Like probably want a cracker. Put you through education for domestication, control the mind faster. Giving you medication to poison our masses. If you ever question what's coming from our masters, and you're rocking the boat, or you're ever having any thoughts of your own, you better hope you never caught walking alone to be locked up a road off by the echo. Got your life looking like a sci-fi show. Brain scrambling when the Wi-Fi's on. Airplane mode when I ride my phone. If your eyes wide closed, we're living in the
Yeah. So talking about one of the I went down the smart meter. I have hours into smart meters, and what's being done to us with all the invisible digital networks, the connections, the frequencies and waves that are constantly bombarding us. And then right? It's harmful. Is it so harmful they have to stop? No, that's the joke. But I'm pretty sure after what I learned with the smart, it was the brain cancer clusters. You'd have to look this up on your own. It was part of the notice of liability movement. So it isn't all just talk. I mean, there's some stuff I have to double down with and embrace in the real world too. Because fuck this shit. Fuck Epstein Island visitors actually getting away with it all. Their time has come.
Plane mode when I buy my phone, if your eyes wide closed.
We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
They claim you have freedom, but they don't honor it. The world is a prison and you're the occupant.
Oh!
We're living
Oh,
in
shit!
Twilight Zone.
The government's useless.
Yeah, so to finish that fucking X-File thing, so they did so much gatekeeping in that fucking show, and we know that they've literally human traffic heroes fighting against it have actually busted in on those rituals taking place. So we know 100% as they go on stage at music shows and fillet the devil and then take it anally from him and all that stuff, you know who's running the show. That ain't just for kicks. The idea that it's not real anymore when there are literally after school satanic get-together clubs endorsed by the same schools giving pornography to their kids. I'm just saying, Lucifer needs your 6-year-old to know how to give a hand job. Not anybody or anything with a morally sound base would need that to happen. You'll figure all that shit out on your own. You don't need no adult teaching you none of that shit. Fuck off and die.
And they're incompetent, and satanic pedophiles are prominent. We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
The things that you believe are the total opposite, and being called crazy is just a compliment. We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
It's ran by the New World Order conglomerate, but there's a storm coming and there's no stopping it. We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
I ask myself, why do I even bother? Cause people are just like sheep that are lining up for the slaughter. If they're killing rats with fluoride, then why is it in the water? They're using the news to fool us, divide us so they can conquer. The longer you stay asleep, then the longer I'm gonna scream at you. I can't believe you let them deceive you, it's inconceivable. I won't stop until you wake up and do what you need to do. This world is overran with an evil that is unspeakable. Most people don't know, so they just vote in.
What did we hear? I don't know if you saw that. I'm not a 100% Musk fan. I wouldn't advocate for any transhumanism. This is all a pretty good package. It can do amazing things, and we haven't even unlocked its potential yet without plugging into a fucking control system even harder. Outside of the rare 0.1% application rate for where it's really needed, nobody needs hardwired into someone else's keyboard so they can punch commands into you. Are you shitting me? But outside of that, the other day when he told the advertisers to go fuck themselves, which honestly, great. And then the best thing was everyone should start looking and saying and admitting to this and realizing it is true. There are people that say what they want you to believe as they constantly do immoral, evil, unjust, pick your fucking whatever descriptive term you want. They're morally unsound individuals doing horrible things, and then they want you to embrace them and say they're great. Bullshit. The planet knows how this core indoctrination process works. Do not believe your eyes, believe your ears. Fuck off, you're liars. How the fuck am I going to believe my ears when everything my eyes say is you're full of shit? Just saying. Join the party and tell them you're full of shit.
Overran with an evil that is unspeakable. Most people don't know, so they just vote and pay taxes. The devil's hiding in the shadows and controlling their actions. And they think that the earth is a spinning globe on its axis. But I don't have any time to devote to this madness.
Okay, yeah, so there we go. See? 95%. I have no idea, but I don't care. It's irrelevant. This channel, I have mentioned this before. Ange and I did try to, during one period of my life, I tried to book a flight from, let's say, the middle of South America to, let's say, Johannesburg. I believe that's one of the cornerstones of the the flight that should be the closest never seems, but you gotta like fly all the way around. And if you look at the flat Earth globe, it makes sense why that flight doesn't exist. Now, that was a long time ago, and what's it? Agrathea? What's a fucking underground? Yeah. No. And I don't know. I just stopped. It was like Planet X or what the fuck's the name of it? I can't think of the name of it right now. I put a bunch of time into that. So I just don't know about the origins of the planet. I'm not going to say it matters. I know the pedophile elite need to be taken down long before I need to break through the firmament.
So I ride alone, just me and all these wild thoughts that are inside my dome. I feel like I don't belong here and I can't find my home. I'm tripping and I'm wishing.
Okay, there it is. There it is. And the guy in my comments who says, I don't think you understand quantum entanglement. No, but I do understand really, really interesting coincidences. And then when they happen enough, I start wanting to discuss manifestation or willing occurrences into being. And then if that's the case, is my focused energy, let's just say the secret, at some deep vibrational level, putting me in tune with the right frequencies to make what I want become tangible and real. Now, for lack of a better term, I just call it quantum entanglement to be cute, because I don't know shit. All opinions are for entertainment purposes only. What do I know? I know I'm going to keep my eyes wide, pay attention and listen, and speak out, and never sleep again.
They claim you have freedom, but they don't honor it. The world is a prison and you're the occupant. We're living in the government's useless and they're incompetent. And satanic pedophiles are prominent. We're living in the things that you believe are the total opposite. And being called crazy is just a compliment. We're living
So
in
true.
It's ran by the New World Order
Inversion.
But there's a storm coming and there's no stopping it. We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
And there's nowhere that we can go. Awaken now, I'm feeling all alone.
We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
And the rest that remain asleep, sedated and still thinking that we're free.
We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
And there's nowhere that we can go. Awaken now, I'm feeling all alone.
We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
And the rest that remain asleep, sedated and still thinking that we're free.
We're living in the
Twilight Zone.
Endings. No hate, just a thing. I'm going to have to go with that because it took me 23 minutes to get 9 minutes into this album. Now, this gives me something to do every single day because I'm back on track. But there is an idea in the words, the narrative of the song there, Twilight Zone, that, and you hear this a lot in music trying to wake people up. They're very alone. Now, I don't have any clout, any pull, and I can't get ODD TV many views. But I am proof that someone's listening, and other people than the creators themselves actually feel this way. And it's a lot more than people think. It's just tough to be willing to strap on the hat and be proud about it. Yeah, sure. Do I got 100+ hours in flat Earth? Fucking ain't right. Fucking ain't right. Do I think there's doubts? Yeah. I think the whole thing's fucking interesting, and I just saw Ange in my phone right now, and we don't know if it's AI, deep fake, or real, But what is the AI pointing out that certain aspects of certain historical events seem pretty phony? And then isn't there a huge mega podcaster that literally had to give up talking about the moon and that shit so he could get the big money? So, willingness to say that alone should let you know I'm willing to entertain. Here, it's funny. I really like the attitude of Fox Mulder in the X-Files series. The amount of gatekeeping that Mulder allowed around him pretty much lets us know that the alphabet agencies controlled every aspect of what they were allowed to say. In the show and outside of the show, I think. Because there are some weird, they got a lot of things right. And I'm sure they spawned certain internet talking points. I'm sure of it. But they also gatekeeped for a lot of the darkest shit that the elites are doing. And I'll part with this. I heard a guy tell a story. They were pitching a movie. And the guy didn't really care. He's like, yeah, I like it. Who do you got for the actors? And the guy says the name, and he's like, no, I banged her. Who else you got? And this isn't the first time I've heard stories like this. I believe, was that Natalie Portman? Did she just come out saying she got through it okay? Because I assume she was being abused all through the professional. I assume that's what that's for. Right? The whole Heather O'Rourke thing. So I don't know. I just don't know. But I know, I said it in the bonus just in case no one goes and looks. I've known ever since the moment I saw Building 7 fall into its own footprint. And a couple days later, we knew because we heard the interview. Oh, such terrible loss of life. Pull it. Pull it. My insurance policy paid off. Pull it. Oh, I'm sure it was just a weird expression and didn't mean anything like the industry thinks it did. Because there's one of those places where I'm certainly not alone. But it's tough to speak up. Tucker gave an interview and he told someone that. You could say all kinds of stuff. Right? What did he say? You could talk about certain things all day. But you can't mention Building 7 as a legitimate newscaster. They'll come after you. And I watch that shit happen just like, oh shit, we're fucked. There's no chance that's anything except what it looks like. There's no chance what they're telling me is true. And then I watched people fucking eat it up. Just sit there and get spoon-fed the pablum from the machine. Feed my rage, government hate machine. Feed my rage. I'm so angry. I'll believe anything you say except my own fucking eyes. I'll be back soon with this. This is fire.